record to the cloud, and we'll just see what happens with our power. But that is not here nor there. I'd like to begin seated today. So getting yourself a seat of some sort, and it's kind of nice. I really I like doing this sometimes also, starting in a seat. There's some different reasons for that. One of them is that you can kind of sit at the edge of your seat. I have chairs that are, these metal folding chairs that work really well for yoga. So I happen to have them, but I also have a nice stool. I have other chairs, and obviously you have chairs too. And so, but sitting at the edge of your seat, I put a blanket down to give my bum a little softness since I have this metal chair. And when you do this, you're able to, we're kind of playing around a little bit with our posture, but seated in the chair. So your hips are kind of your sits bones are pressing into the chair, and your shoulders stack over your hips. Your knees come out from your hips. So your knees kind of coming out from your hips, knees hip width distance. And then your ankles coming down from your knees so that your feet can press into the earth. And from here, bringing your hands to your upper legs, and sort of shifting a little from side to side just to play with posture, shifting forward and back from side to side, and finding the structure, but also a softness within the structure. And then you're shifting a little. You can roll your shoulders up to your ears and let them release back a few times. So it can feel nice. And bring your hands together. Give them a rub, getting them nice and warm. And place a hand over your heart and a hand over your belly, kind of on your navel center, that navel above the dantian, our plug into life. It's a really great place to bring awareness to and attention to. This is where it all started for us, isn't it? Kind of where our formation began, and then we come out, and we from that connection, that wired connection, we now have this wireless connection into life. And so gently rubbing your hand over your navel. I know you can even sort of rub around your navel as well, and let your eyes soften and feel that warmth and gentle pressure. Feel the hand over your heart now, and notice your heartbeat. Let your hands both be still and feel your breath, breathing and allowing your breath to do whatever it does during your observation. Feeling the support under your seat and your feet, feeling the gentle pressure of your hands, feeling your breath, and feeling your smile, this inner smile. It's a nice practice to have, to allow the corners of your mouth to upturn and envision with your mind's eye this is just beautiful, authentic smile. And that smile expands and towards the back of your head, kind of turns into this Cheshire cat grin. And then it sinks into your body, it sinks into your being, it acts as a solvent to help release tension from each organ, each tissue, each cell. There's no question that our mindset affects our physiology. It's been studied quite a bit. Where our attention goes, our intention goes. And that is why bringing awareness to the support beneath you is helpful, to feel supported. Bringing awareness to your hands, again, to just kind of notice, to feel a sense of kindness towards yourself. Your breath doing what it does under your observation. And that inner smile and all of the places that we focus, that we bring our awareness to throughout our Qigong practice, is that we're cultivating this ability to shift our attention and to affect our physiology, to affect our experience of life. What an amazing ability every human being has to do this. And now you can let your hands come down and move your wrists. And move our wrists and fingers. Making circles with your hands. We're going to do a little bit of tapping. To take our hands and are going to karate chop the edges of the hand, the pinky edges of the hand together. So relax your shoulders, let your hands come in towards your chest, and kind of relaxing, karate chopping your outside edge of each hand. This is an acupressure point that also releases and relaxes your shoulders and your upper neck. Breathing into your experience. And for my glasses wearing friends, we're going to come to our face eventually too. And so you can even remove your glasses at any time. I like to remove my glasses and just kind of put them in my shirt. So whatever you like to do is absolutely fine. Keeping your eyes soft. Bring tappy fingers to the top of your head. The top of your head, your byway. It is an acupressure point as well. Also our connection to source. You can think of it as the crown chakra. Connecting to our, to everything. I guess everything is connected, right? That consciousness that we are absolutely part of. Smiling into your tap dancing fingers as they tap dance now to between your eyebrows, the inside edge of your eyebrows, tapping as lightly or with as much vigor as your little heart desires. Smiling into your tapping fingers. It doesn't matter how rapidly you tap, how slowly you tap, whatever feels good to you. Tap on the outside edge of your eyebrows. Let your shoulders relax. Emotional freedom technique or tapping was developed, has its basis in Qigong, if you can believe it, in meridian theory and traditional Chinese medicine. Or there are other cultures and other methodologies that utilize this type of practice. You're going to tap under the eyes, sort of on your cheekbones. Tapping EFT has been utilized for especially anxiety, for trauma. They've used it for children who've experienced traumatic experiences and can't really talk or process. This is a great technique that's been utilized for that purpose, as well as for anxiety, generalized anxiety, or the trauma that happens when we remember a traumatic event over and over again. We can remember that event as we tap, and that helps our body to process it. It's fascinating. I'm going to go under your nose, so on your upper gums, not your teeth. I'm just going to use one hand because why not? I don't really need both of them for that. Breathing, relaxing as you tap. And you can tap any part of the body. We have these acupressure points specifically, but anytime you tap, you create those micro traumas that we talk about sometimes. It's just your body bringing attention to that area for your innate healing ability, innate healing capacity to come to that area. And tap under your bottom lip. And again, the gums, you want to avoid tapping on your teeth. That just doesn't feel good. Tapping there. And if you have glasses, you might reapply them, as we're going to make our way to tapping under the collarbones, which, boy, do we do that every time. I love tapping under the collarbones. This is just my jam. And in fact, we'll add that B breath to this one. So as you're tapping, inhaling through your nose and exhaling with that long kind of humming sound that gets back into your sinuses, into your upper respiratory tract, this vibration. And then we'll tap the low ribs. So make your way to your low ribs. You could cross. Some people cross their arms. I find it easier to just kind of tap the low ribs like this. And of course, on the right side, you're tap dancing around your liver, and on your left side, you're tap dancing around your stomach. You can go up and down a little, play around. You can even come towards center, your pancreas. And also, this is the solar plexus area, and in chakra theory, it's our decision-making ability, our ability to choose. These kinds of theories, I like it when they intermingle a little. I enjoy exploring them. And tapping, I find to be quite helpful. And now we're going to tap the fingers. You're going to start by just tapping the outside edge of your kind of thumb cuticle area. And tapping just this area with one little finger. You're tapping. And then you're going to tap your first finger, the outside edge of the finger. And you can just bring your hands in towards your body, and you can tap. You could keep your eyes closed, or you can keep them open, whatever feels right to you. You're going to tap the same edge of your middle finger, and of that, what do I want to call it? Like your cuticle, like what do we call inside and outside? I don't know. You're just kind of tapping your nail bed. And we're going to do the same thing on the ring finger, but try to tap the other side. Tricky tapping. Again, if you didn't do exactly that, that's okay. This is not exact science, which is why I like it so much. Tap the inside of your pinky finger. And now we're going to do the other side. So tapping your thumb, kind of the outside edge of your thumb, nail bed area. I'm going to tap the first finger. How many times do you tap? How hard? How light? You can play with it. I'm going to defer to your internal wisdom. To your middle finger tapping. Again, these are, and if you don't remember all of these points, that's okay. This is kind of a general wash. But you could really just do whatever comes to your mind, and maybe there's something that's making you nervous, or even if you just had an awkward interaction and you gotta get rid of it. It's like, oh, why am I thinking about this? Try tapping. Think about it as you tap, and do it a couple different times and see how you feel. And do the opposite side of that ring finger. Why is that? Well, it has to do with meridian theory, I'm sure. And now we're going to do the pinky finger. You can smile. You can use your inner smile all the time. It's a solvent, it's a solvent. Oh, now bring your hands down. Let your palms face up and rest here for a few moments, readjusting your posture, your shoulders over your hips, your ankles under your knees, and your ears over your shoulders. Posture is very important as well for our Qigong practice. Just kind of envision that this tapping practice was sort of a wash and a rinse, just an internal wash and rinse of whatever general anxieties or kind of things are going on in there. Just breathe, notice the bottoms of your feet, your bum on your seat, notice your hands resting on your legs, notice your breath. Inner smile, this authentic smile. I think of a baby smile, just a hello, those shiny eyes, and it sinks into your being. It expands towards the back of your head. Beautiful. And take a nice deep inhale and let it go. You're gonna slowly make your way up to a seat. I like to flick my fingers a lot too. I just find that helpful, and flick your legs. You're going to move your chair off to the side. Towards the end of our practice, you'll have the opportunity to either sit back down or lie down on the ground. You might even find a waterfall pose where your lower legs rest on the chair seat, and as you lie on the ground, that can feel really nice too. So just now bouncing around gently. Do gentle bouncing. Gentle. You can flick your fingers a little. You can shift yourself a little from side to side. So we played around with postural awareness. We've played around with those touch points, kind of where you can bring your attention and then your intention follows. I think that's part of it too with tapping or patting. It's that awareness, those micro traumas, that encouraging your body's natural healing response. You're bringing awareness to different areas of your body. Let's swing our arms forward and back very gently, and let your fingertips come together to touch. See if you can bend into your knees, bending into your quad as well, your hip flexors, that lower dantian area that gets very tight because of sitting. And we just sat. It's okay. You're gonna sit. I'm gonna sit sometimes. And then you get up and you move, and you're like, it feels good. And then you feel refreshed so that you can sit and do your work, whatever that is. Unless you stand for your work, and that's cool too. And then again, standing can be just as rough on our bodies as sitting at times. And to be able to move the energy and play with our postural awareness. And let your arms release down, sink into the bottoms of your feet, and we're going to twist. Gentle twisting. And your twist makes its way up your legs into your dantian, and it makes its way up your spine. Our sacrum is fused bones, it doesn't move. Our lumbar spine isn't twisty. So you're really twisting at the dantian, and that's kind of your twist coming from the lower portion of your spine. You make it up to your thoracic spine, and that's where we can do more twisting, especially when we come up to that solar plexus area. I think that's the base of your thoracic spine. That's this choice, this solar plexus choice area. We can turn this direction, I can turn that direction. Coming up higher to behind your heart, that's where you become more twisty. And then perhaps you turn your head from side to side up into your cervical spine. Again, you can be very gentle here as well. And if you have any vestibular issues or it makes you dizzy, you don't have to do that. And if you feel like you would like to hit the body, you can bring one hand to hit your chest and the other fist hits your low back, your kidney adrenal line. And I'm talking about the water element, the kidneys, the urinary bladder, the reproductive organs, the bones, that whole water element system. The winter season, a sense of fear, the yin will, the yang will. So the yin will is our destiny, kind of like where we were born, the place and time we're born, our parentage, things that there we are. And then our yang will, the direction we want to move in our life, kind of moving in that direction of fire, our purpose. So many attributes. We need to keep our kidneys warm. Yeah. It's nice to be cozy. Keep yourself nice and warm during the season of winter. Come back to center. Shake out your hands, shake out your legs, and warm your hands again. We're going to rub the kidneys a little, or rubbing your low back. So warming your hands and then just kind of rubbing your low back. You can, if you start at the sacrum and you don't come up very far, that's okay. We all have different lengths of arms and different anatomical experiences. And keeping our kidneys warm. There are tastes, there are smells. The taste is salty. I always think of salty soups, like miso soup. It's good for the kidneys. Time of day. Also, we have our the hour of the water element. The hours of the water element. I think it's from 1 o'clock in the afternoon until 3, and then 3 to 5. Is that right? No, maybe it's 3 to 5 and 5 to 7. That's it. So 3 in the afternoon until 5 in the afternoon, and then 5 in the afternoon until 7 in the evening. Those are the hours for the water elements. Those are times where we might need to have a little rest in the afternoon. Maybe at 3 o'clock, you're like, I'm tired, and have a rest. It's good for your kidney chi. Let your hands come down, shake out your hands, shake out your feet. Well, let's make big circles with your arms. Oh, it's nice and stretchy, and you can now open up. You can let your elbows bend, let your fingers, your wrists do whatever they want to do. Again, these are just methodologies, and our water element isn't just during the winter season. Again, it's a time of day. There's this whole idea of the time of day, the 24-hour clock, that this Chinese 24-hour clock. You can look it up and you can see the different elements, the time of day. The qi is more flowing through those meridians associated with those organs. Let's go the other direction. And I find it to be quite fascinating because it goes along also with our circadian rhythm. And it also helps to explain just the natural rhythms and why if you are a person who works like shift work and you have to work at night, it really messes with your system. Or if we need certain things at certain times of the day. It's kind of our innate wisdom tells us so. Let your shoulders come up to your ear and roll back. And of course, there's exceptions to the rule, and we live in a different time than the times in history when these methods were developed. And coming back to center, I want you to work on postural awareness here. Let your feet sink into the earth, and your hips are stacked over-ish your ankles. Your shoulders are stacked over-ish your hips. Your arms release to your sides, and your ears are stacked over-ish your shoulders. Now, how do we do that when our heads are usually forward? Well, you bring your chin in towards your chest slightly. And envision that as your feet are sinking into the earth is pressing into the bottoms of your feet. There's also a golden thread coming from the byway, this area that we tapped with our tapping practice, with our little emotional freedom technique practice. And it's lifting your spine and crown of your head upwards, and your shoulders relax, your arms soften, and you find this place between structure and softness. Now bring your hands to rest on your dantian. You feel supported by the earth. You feel the gentle pressure of your hands on your body. Breathe into the palms of your hands. Let your belly expand like a balloon as you inhale. And as you exhale, your low abdomen draws in towards your spine and your pelvic floor gently lifts. And this can even be just in your imagination. You can envision as you expand your belly, your diaphragm presses down on the contents of your abdomen. And as you exhale, you have that gentle engagement, your transverse abdominals, deep abdominal muscles, and your pelvic floor lifting. And this is diaphragmatic breathing, it's dantian breathing. And we're strengthening the internal structures that not only support our spine, but keep our internal organs in place as well. And then let your breath be natural and relax your body, relax your dantian. We're going to smooth things out. Let's shift the weight from side to side, lifting and lowering, playing around with balance. And reconnecting with the earth and feeling that weight shift occur. Let's play around with balance a little bit more. Coming to center, let your feet, your ankles come under your hips, more or less, and press one hand out to the side. Play around for a moment to see if your arm might be a little lower because our shoulder tends to come up. We kind of do this thing. See if your shoulder can relax and your other hand comes to center line. Shift your weight to that leg touch out. Come back to center, shift to the other side, touching out, playing a little bit with this gentle shifting of your dantian to engage the muscles of the leg, especially the muscles that support the hip, supporting your femur. That connection to balance in general, which everyone needs to work with. It's helpful. I don't care how young you are. It's really good to do. Now we're gonna extend ourselves a little bit. This time, let your arms reach out. You might even turn a little and touch back. So now we're sailing eastward across the ocean. eastward, being meaning the direction of your destiny, kind of that direction that you are traveling. Doesn't, I mean, it can be physical east, I guess, or uh, logistical east, geographical east. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm not sure about that. I do know that one time, well, many years ago when I was in my early 20s, I got a fortune cookie and I opened it up and it said, "Sitting towards the east will bring you good fortune." And I kept it and I still have that fortune. We chuckle and we laugh because life is meant to be enjoyed. That's another thing that's important to remember. So that's why when we get real tense, we can come back to these different touch points, or especially the inner smile. I'm using the heck out of that. Come on, back to center. Shake things out, reestablish your sense of balance. Bring your palms of face away from you, and we'll bring down the heavens nice and slow, reaching up and drawing down. Grounding. Utilizing our own experience in life. You were born, you have memories, you have a whole life that I know nothing about, that we share with others to some degree, but at the same time we have our whole experience, and what we do, how we think, the thoughts we have help to affect our experience. We can kind of change how we respond through practice, through responding differently, changing things up. Change. The hardest thing a person can do to some degree, but it's also the most, when we're trying to hold on to whatever it is, that's when it's hard. We can just kind of let go a little, and we fall into that flow. And our yang will goes along with our yin will, and yes, we're in the middle of the ocean, but we are the captain of our ship, and we have a sense of confidence. We know how to navigate the waters. Bring your hands to your dantian. Take a deep breath and let go. Let your feet a little wide, or let one hand come to your low back, palm faces out. Shoulder relaxes, water wheel or a water gong extending. Draw your arm across your gaze and then scoop into cool, clear waters. And it's okay to not know. Fear is okay. There's nothing wrong with fear, even that existential fear that we have. But when we can see our experience with a sense of wonder, and we can allow ourselves to be playful, it just makes our earthly experience that much more enjoyable, and we feel more freed up with our energy to utilize it for doing things that do bring us joy and purpose. Creativity, wisdom. Wisdom isn't certainty. Finish on a scoop, let your arm come down. Release your other arm, shake things out, and just smooth things out. We're gonna do a couple things before we come to the other side. So smoothing things out, cloud walking. And then clearing the chi. So finding a Qigong stance. And these are like baby bring down the heavens. Just little baby. Clearing the chi. You can kind of envision sort of clearing the energy around you. So much goes on in the environment around you and the environment within you. What do we mean when we say clearing the energy? Think of it as just in general clarity, kind of cultivating clarity through a sense of peace. I'm gonna come to the other side. So bring your other hand to your low back, relax your shoulder, form a cup, and you might step your feet a little wider if that feels good. Water wheel. Scooping down as far as you like, scooping up that cool, clear water and dribbling it across your toes. One more time, getting a nice scoop and then lowering your arm down, shaking out your arms, shaking out your legs. Let's wash the barrels. Your palms face your body. Both arms come up and then both arms come down. And this idea of sort of being rooted into the earth so that this taproot is coming down from your body into the earth and drawing up cool, clear water. Think of a fountain as well. Beautiful fountain of life sort of springing from your pelvic floor and making its way up your spine towards the crown of your head and washing and rinsing jets of water and this beautiful fountain rolling up your back body from your pelvic floor to the crown of your head and then coming down the front of your body, returning to the pelvic floor. And I love this meditation, this fountain of life meditation. It's something that you can visualize if you're lying down or seated. So I'm coming back to center. Let your hands rest on your lower dantian. Take a nice deep breath and let it go. And we're going to do that meditation. So I'd like for you to either lie down, find a seat. If you're lying down, hey, you've got a chair, or if you're in a room where there's like a couch, you could even bring your lower legs to the couch. So I'll just kind of demonstrate what that looks like. You can bring something to the back of your head. It's nice to have a little support under the back of your head. You might cover up. Oh, it feels so nice. And you can let your hands sort of rest on your body. Do what feels good here. If you'd rather sit down, you can absolutely have a seated chair. But I will say that if you can come to the ground, having your legs on the chair in the supported waterfall is very nourishing to the kidneys. It's nourishing to the nervous system. It's a nice thing to do. So you do you. You do what you need to do. And get yourself as comfortable as possible and allow your eyes to soften, to close. And feel your body supported by the support beneath you. Notice maybe your hands are resting on your body. If they're not, that's okay. But if they are, you can notice the gentle pressure of your body, your hands on your body, the warmth and kindness. Notice your breath. And find again that inner smile, that solvent, and let that solvent sink into the back of your head. It's like it expands your occiput and it sinks and seeps into every organ and every tissue, every cell of your body. And as you are relaxed here, envision at your pelvic floor this um, beautiful pool of water, beautiful pool of water, and it's a fountain coming from this pool of water. So you might even envision kind of whatever structures around it, a garden around it, maybe some different statues. You can create this beautiful garden around this fountain. The base of the fountain, water is at the pelvic floor. Now, there are 7 jets in this fountain, 7 jets that make their way from your pelvic floor up to these chakral centers. Chakras are considered to be centers of energy. They're associated with different kind of nerve plexus around the spine in different areas. Sometimes they're associated with our endocrine glands as well. There's many different ways to think of this within your own body, but the water, the fountain is going to flow from the base of your pelvic floor all the way up to each of these centers, each jet, 7 jets, to help to kind of stimulate these characteristics, strengthen the flow of the energy, which goes from the pelvic floor up the spine to the crown of your head, and then down to the roof of your mouth, and from there all the way down the front of your body. This is the microcosmic orbit flow of energy through the body. You have this beautiful fountain, your pelvic floor, and the first jet makes its way from the pelvic floor to your root chakra of it's a very small, but very much this momentum in life. It's I am, it's your connection with earth, this little jet of water from the pelvic floor to your sacrum and back down in front. I am. The next jet of water comes from the pelvic floor. It gets its momentum through that first jet and comes up to behind your navel, like your kind of kidney area and out the front of your navel. It's your connection to your inheritance, that kidney chi that we talk about. And we each have an inheritance, and we can take what we like and we can kind of leave the rest behind. We don't have to take everything. What do you need? What's helpful for you? It's also this place of pleasure and creativity. The sacral center is described oftentimes as the sexual center, but it's not just physical sexuality, it's our creativity in general. It's creative center. You have that pool of water, that beautiful pool at the pelvic floor, the first jet, I am, your connection with life, the second jet, your inheritance, what you've been given, and your creativity, kidney chi. And then the third jet of water comes from the pelvic floor through the first chakra, second chakra, all the way up to right behind your solar plexus, behind the pancreas. You can think of it, and then comes out the front, comes out the solar plexus, and that's I choose. It's your decision making ability. These three lower jets, so important to our being connected with our earthly existence, and of thinking of it also, think of like Maslow's hierarchy of needs and other um, kind of theories in psychology. They take from these very old theories of kind of these chakra centers as well. These beautiful jets of water coming from your pelvic floor up your spine, flowing down in front. The first one to your sacrum and out in front. Second one to your kidney area and through your navel center. The third comes up your back and out in front of your solar plexus area. I am creativity, your inheritance, and your decision making. There's three. The fourth jet of water comes from that fountain, gets its momentum in life through the first jet and continues through the second jet and the third jet, all the way up to your heart, the space behind your heart. I think it's a T4, and out through your heart. Your joy, your connection with your purpose in life, your purpose, that fire element, the red bird in the cage, your heart, the emperor, your spirit. Now the fifth jet of water coming from the base of the fountain, the base of your pelvic floor, it gains its momentum from the first, the second, the third, all the way up to the fourth, and then to the back of your neck and out through your throat, that throat chakra, our ability to communicate with others, to share with others, sharing from a place of, first where we come from and our inheritance, our creativity, up to our choice, our decision making, to our purpose, our passion, and then to share with others, to communicate with others. Fifth jet of water. Five jets in that beautiful fountain of life, making their way from the pelvic floor up your spine, flowing forward through each of these energy centers. The sixth jet makes its way from the pelvic floor. It gains momentum through your connection with life, through your inheritance and creativity, all the way up to your decision-making ability, flowing upward past your joy, your purpose, up towards your ability to communicate with others, and to the occiput, to the back of your head, and then it flows through your third eye, the space between your eyebrows. Beautiful jet of water connecting you with knowledge, thought, with the thoughts of all of humanity. Think of these different times and places where people had similar thoughts and never even communicating with each other, sort of these thought forms that exist as well, and understanding. 6 jets of water in this beautiful fountain of life from the base of your pelvic floor, up your spine, coming through the energy centers, each one giving momentum to the next. And finally, the 7th jet makes its way from the pelvic floor up to the first momentum, I am. Second, creativity, our inheritance. The third, our decision making ability. The fourth, our passion and purpose. The fifth, communication. The sixth, our knowledge, our understanding. And then the 7th, our connection with source. It comes all the way to the crown of the head and down the front of the body. Our connection with source, our connection to life, I am, making its way all the way up through that momentum to the connection with source. I am connected to conscious, beautiful fountain of life with 7 jets making their way up the back of your spine, up the back of your body, flowing through each chakral center, each energy center of the body, connecting with different attributes, keeping the flow of energy moving in that microcosmic orbit up the back body to the crown of the head and down the front body, and envision it as this beautiful fountain in front of you in this garden, the fountain of light. And rest here for a few moments, breathing, and even sensing that fountain moving from your pelvic floor, the first center, I am. The second jet, your inheritance, creativity, creative center. Third, solar plexus, vision, choice. Fourth, passion, purpose. The fifth, communication. The sixth, knowledge and understanding. And the 7th, connection with source. And when these jets run smoothly, we find ourselves with a little more clarity of thought as well. Another tool, a more guided meditative tool to put in your toolbox. Go ahead and begin to deepen your breath. Make small movements and really take your time moving and stretching and rolling to your side and being there for a moment before you make your way up to a seat. I'd rather you sit than stand because your nervous system might be kind of relaxed right now. So just sitting wherever you are on the ground is absolutely fine. As you arrive there, you can shift from front to back and place your hands on your body, bringing one hand to your heart and the other hand to your belly. That navel center, wireless connection. Notice the support beneath you. And feel your breath and the gentle pressure of your hands on your body. And find that inner smile, offering yourself kindness and compassion, peace and love. Namaste, friends. Thank you so much for your practice today. It is just an honor to get to be with each of you. Stop the